Hey gang, Dennis Tubbergen here with another economic update. Today is Monday, April 9, 2018, and I want to share with you some information from an article published on Zero Hedge, which is one of my top 10 favorite sites for getting economic information. And the article is written by Tyler Durden, and the headline on the article, as you can see on the screen, is Crisis, Debt-Ridden Millennials hitting pause button on major life events. Now, millennials, as Mr. Durden describes in his article, are those born between the early 1980s and mid 1990s, and the millennials or the echo boomers outnumber Generation X and the baby boomers. Now, Tyler in his article said the millennials and debt go hand in hand. Now, in NBC News, Gen Forward survey said the most common form of debt for 18 to 34-year-old Americans is credit card debt, and 75% of the millennials have financial obligations that are so big they're pausing major life events because they are too broke. A quarter of millennials have racked up $30,000 in bills, and 11% have over $100,000 in debt, and only 22% of millennials are debt-free. Now, Mr. Durden writes in his article that in a central bank boom-bust economy, each generation throughout the past century has experienced some form of deleveraging. Now, if you're not familiar with the term deleveraging, basically it means purging debt from the system. And there's only two ways to get rid of debt. You can make traditional principal and interest payments, or you can say, forget it, I'm not going to pay it, and you can default on the debt. Now, when you take a look at the facts, and I'll just give you a bit from this article, home ownership rate for millennials has rapidly declined. Only 20% have a mortgage or home loan. However, 46% have credit card debt, 36% have student loan debt, 34% have a car loan, 23% owe for a medical bill. That is incredible. Now, if you take a look at how much the millennials have in savings, this is shocking. 29% have less than $1,000. 23% have between $1,000 and $5,000, and 24% have none. Let's do a little math. 29 and 23 is 52, and 24 is 76. So better than 3 out of 4 millennials have less than $5,000 in savings. Can you imagine the trouble that they would have with an unexpected bill or an economic downturn that may not be so unexpected? Now, Durden writes in the article, here's the bombshell. A majority of millennials have hit pause on major life events because of what they owe. 34% of millennials are holding off on buying their first home, and 31% are delaying savings for retirement. 16% have delayed having children. This is the same problem that Japan had. We're just a little bit behind them. This age group in Japan has quit getting married. They quit having children because of this issue. Here's why this is a big issue for you, even though you may not be a millennial. When you have millennials that are that loaded to the gills with debt, and you live in an economy that's dependent over 70% on consumer spending, and given that this is the largest segment of the population, we have a problem moving ahead.